Indeed, we must be not only naked, but anointed with oil. Stripping prevents our opponent from getting a grasp on us, while oil enables us to slip away should he in fact seize hold of us. That is why a wrestler tries to cover his opponent's body with dust. This will counteract the slipperiness of the oil and make it easier for him to get a hold. Now what dust is in their case, worldly things are in the case of our own struggle, and what oil is in their case, detachment is in ours. In physical wrestling, someone anointed with oil easily breaks free from his opponent's grip, but if he is covered with dust, he finds it hard to escape. Similarly, in our case, it is difficult for the devil to seize hold of one who has no worldly attachments. But when a man is full of anxiety about material things, the intellect, as though covered with dust, loses the agility which detachment confers upon it. And then it is hard for him to escape from the devil's grip. Detachment is the mark of a perfect soul, whereas it is characteristic of an imperfect soul to be worn down with anxiety about material things. The perfect soul is called a lily among thorns. Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 2, meaning that it lives with detachment in the midst of those who are troubled by such anxiety. For in the gospel the lily signifies the soul that is detached from worldly care. They do not toil or spin, yet even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of them. Matthew chapter 6, verse 28 through 29. But of those who devote much anxious thought to bodily things, it is said, all the life of the ungodly is spent in anxiety. Job chapter 15, verse 20. It is indeed ungodly to pass one's whole life worrying about bodily things and to give no thought to the blessings of the age to come, to spend all one's time on the body, though it does not need much attention, and not to devote even a passing moment to the soul, though the journey before it is so great that a whole lifetime is too short to bring it to perfection. Even if we do seem to allot a certain amount of time to it, we do this carelessly and lazily, for we are always being attracted by visible things. We are like people enticed by ugly prostitutes who lack true beauty, but conceal their ugliness with the help of cosmetics, producing a counterfeit beauty that ensnares those who see it. Having once been overcome by the vain things of this present life, we are unable to see the ugliness of matter, for we are fooled by our attachment to it. For this reason, we do not remain content with basic necessities, but become dependent on all sorts of possessions, ruining our lives by our greed. We do not see that our possessions should be limited according to our bodily needs, and that what exceeds these is in bad taste and unnecessary. A cloak measured to fit the body is both necessary and in good taste, while one which is too long, getting entangled in our feet and dragging on the ground, not only looks unsightly, but also proves a hindrance in every kind of work. Similarly, possessions superfluous to our bodily needs are an obstacle to virtue, and are strongly condemned by those capable of understanding the true nature of things. We should therefore pay no attention to such as are deceived by sensory things, and should not uncritically follow those who remain attached to what is worldly because they have never given thought to spiritual realities. To rely upon such men, and to consider that they have made a wise choice in pursuing transitory pleasures, is to put our trust in those who lack any criterion for making a sound judgment. It is like using the blind as judges of color, or the deaf as music critics. For those whose intelligence is crippled are truly blind, since they lack the basic criterion whereby to distinguish between the important and the trivial. One such man was Achan, the son of Carmi, who confessed to Joshua that the stolen things were hidden in his tent, buried in the ground, with the silver underneath them. Joshua chapter 7, verse 21. For he who assigns a higher position to the varied attractions of material things, and buries his intelligence beneath them, is led astray like a fool, yielding to whatever takes his fancy, because he has deposed his intelligence from its royal throne, and assigned it a place among those it should be ruling, or rather among condemned criminals. But if his intelligence were established in its proper position and entrusted with the judging of sensory matters, it would deliver a just and sound verdict, punishing the impulse that chases after deceptive things.